It's rivalry weekend here in the Granite City. Find out more after the break. Though it may be quiet here right now, that will not be the case for this weekend. Find out why after the break. I'm Leif Fender. Sports is next. Coming up next, I'll update you on the early success of our men's and women's basketball team, as well as break down the National Signing Day with our newly recruits for soccer and basketball. Don't go anywhere. Sports is up next. It's a season home finale today for the St. Cloud State baseball team. See how they did today with highlights and much more next on UTVS News. And if you break that down to minutes for Tyson's game numbers, that's over 14 NFL games where he has made 1,000 points, ending up like this. Minnesota Axe facility will be opening up this Thursday here in Monticello Movie Theater, where many people have their chance to throw an axe at the target. Reporting for UTVS News, I'm Leif Fender.
On Bartlett, instead finds Brindley, top of the key. Head fakes a man by, goes to the right, elbow, puts up the jumper and knocks it down.
Brindley Tyson reached a milestone, scoring 1,000 points last Friday. A moment for him that he will not forget.
Yeah, for sure. Like in the moment, it was kind of surreal. I didn't really process it just because I also focused on the game and making sure we got the W. But kind of going out to my parents after and celebrating with my family and kind of talking about it. That was the 42nd player in school history to do it. It kind of speaks volume, and yeah, I'm humbling to be able to do that.
With reaching his successful milestone, Tyson knows that he wouldn't be where he's at without the hard work of his teammates.
Yeah, I'm humbling to be able to do that, but also have to give credit to my teammates just because I have an easy job. Just a lot of what I do is catch and shoot, but they put me in good positions, set good screens, give me the ball on time, and so it's really a tribute to them as well.
And for head coach Matt Reimer, he explains how Tyson's hard work has pushed him to where he's at.
Well, it's special to see all the hard work pay off and how hard Bryn has worked to get there. Bryn came in out of high school with a lot of accolades, hometown boy, and didn't get to play a lot his first 2 years because he was behind some really good players. And to his credit, he didn't hang his head. He didn't do what a lot of kids do today, and that's bounce and figure that's going to be better someplace else. He just kept working hard and made it so that we couldn't not play him. In these last 2 years, he's just been fantastic, and I couldn't be happier or more proud of him for what he's accomplished.
Let's break down Brindley Tyson's number throughout his 4 years here at St. Cloud State. He has played over 2,700 minutes, and he has made 356 shots. Now compare that to ours, that's about 45 and a half hours. And let's give it a comparison to NFL games. An NFL game typically is around 3 hours and 12 minutes. And if you break that down to minutes for Tyson's game numbers, that's over 14 NFL games where he has made 1,000 points, ending up like this.
Reporting for UTVS News, I'm Leif Fender. The St. Cloud State men's hockey team is heading back to the Big Dance with the #1 overall seed, a goal this team had in the beginning of the season.
We feel good about it. It's obviously been a great season in many ways, and I think, over the course of the season, starting at the end of August when school starts, you're building. I think going into this weekend, obviously we know it's a big weekend. It's win or go home. But I think in those situations, you always fall back on your foundation.
When asked about the mindset going into the playoffs, senior Robbie Jackson had this to say.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business. A mentality this group of seniors have that will be playing a big advantage for this team heading into the playoffs.
Senior class has been through a lot for sure. We've won Penrose, won Frozen Face-Off, been bounced out of the tournament a couple of years in a row. We've really done everything you could think of except win a national championship. So I think it's time.
Yeah, no, I think it always starts and stops with your senior group, and those guys are the ones that have been through the tough games, and they've been through the battles, and they have the experience, and so those guys are going to always set the tone for you, and they've done a great job of it all year.
Despite coming up short in a tough NCHC championship game, Coach Oliver says it's a good boost for this team going into the playoffs.
You want to be playing your best hockey at this time of year down the stretch, and I think the effort we put forth and the game plan that we had and the way our guys went out and competed and executed, I think it should give us confidence going into the tournament.
Reporting for UTVS News, I'm Leif Fender.
Well, let's start things off in the sports world with St. Cloud State baseball, who were in action with a doubleheader against University of Mary today. Game 1 began inning at 1:30, and right away Huskies would get things started. A bases loaded and a sacrifice fly would come in to score. Aaron Hammond would get to one end. Caden Harris drives in the first run. Huskies up 1-0. And of course, the offense wasn't only the one producing really well today. Here's some defensive play. Mitch Malik coming from right field, nice diving play on the knees, and he guns out the runner at first. Double play ends the inning. Huskies showing some leather, and big right-hander Dom Ossing would be dominant today as he'd be striking out the Marauders. That'd be all they needed, though, for the Huskies. They win this one in game 1, 1-0. After picking up a 1-0 win, how would the Twins fare in last night's game? Twins taking on the Astros. Let's take it to the top first. Runners in great position. A nice line drive by Nelson Cruz, but a 6-4-3 double play would end the inning. They would strand a runner at third, 0-0. Next up, Springer. He gets a hanging pitch right down the middle, hits it off the base of the wall. That would allow a runner from second to score all the way in. Astros strike first. They lead 1-0. Again, in the fifth, Springer again gets another hanging pitch, and this time he makes it pay, drives it over the fence. Astros would lead this one 2-0 to extend their lead. And again, they would want to add on more for the home run. Marisnick gets another one hold of this one. Drives it again over the fence. They are pouring it on for Houston 5-0. And Alex Bregman later in the inning, he wants to get in action. And well, a no-doubter. They keep pouring it on. They would crush the Twins. Then they would go on to win this one 11-0. But the Twins looking to bounce back tonight as the first pitch is set tonight for 7:10 p.m. against the Houston Astros. The St. Cloud State softball team has officially started conference play, and it started off a little bit rough, but they have had a 2-game winning streak, trying to make it even more. As the Huskies took on Bemidji State yesterday in a doubleheader, starting things in the third, Casey Francesconi hits one deep to center field. This one will go over the wall. Solo home run for her. Huskies go up 1-0. Now let's later go into the third. Megan Conrad, she nails this one right up the middle. This one will drive in 2 runs. Huskies will be able to extend their lead up 3-0. Jasmine Estrada wants to get into the party deep off the center field fence. That drives in another run. Huskies extended their lead up now 4-0. Now things break open. Brooke Olson drives one down the left field line, going all the way to the fence, and this is where she turns on the Jets. Inside the park, home run. Huskies break it open 5-0. The Huskies offense would be unstoppable as they would take game 1 big, winning 12-0. Game 2, it was a tough one there as it was high scoring. What will game 2 bring us? Again, runners first and third. Conrad's perfectly bunt. She gets out though, but they execute the safety squeeze perfectly to get out the runners. Now 1-0. Huskies have the lead. And of course, next play, bases loaded. Conrad's now at the bat. Nice fly ball. Nice diving catch by Bemidji, but that'll be enough time to get one more run to go into it. Huskies, though, extend their lead up 2-0. And of course, at bat next now, left fielder Michaela Pagel will be up to bat. She smacks this one deep. This one will go over to center fielder's head. This one will be out of the park. Cuts the deficit to 2-1, but that would be all as they would get as the Huskies defense would be on point on this one. As we can see later, a nice diving catch from Alexander Pinkowski out of nowhere, flying head first, completes the catch. Huskies would complete the sweep, winning 2-1. Also hitting the diamond was 4th-ranked Huskies baseball team. They're in action as well, going over in St. Cloud. Let's start things now as they're taking on Wayne State. Let's dive into game 1 doubleheader action. Bottom of the second, Huskies up 1-0. Ethan Ibarra will ground out to shortstop, but that does drive in a run. Huskies extend their lead up now 2-0. Now let's go moving into the third inning, shall we? Mitch Malik, he crushes this one deep to right field. Get up, get out of here, gone. For Malik, goes over the fence. 2-run dinger for him, extending the Huskies lead now 4-0. Now again, let's go to the next batter, Tehran Shahidi. He wants to get on the action as well. He drills this one off the billboard, as you see right there, that massive power. Back-to-back home runs for the Huskies. They go up big, 5-0. Now let's go back into the 5th. Jumping in there, that's that bad man Malik again. He wants an encore. He drives another one out of the park. This one even further than his last one. Malik again with 2-run shot, finishing with 4 RBIs. Wayne State would give a late push, but the Huskies go on to take this game 1 and win this one 7-4 thanks to the explosive offense from the Huskies. Okay, let's switch things over to high school action, shall we? The St. Cloud State Tech and Apollo team was home last night as they faced off against the Rogers Royals hockey team. Let's pick things up midway through the first period. St. Cloud on the power play. Connor Doucette off the bounce back, snipes it in, strikes first for St. Cloud. They're up 1-0. And again, let's go to the second period. St. Cloud forces a turnover inside the zone, and Nick Reichart sneaks once past the goalie, extends their lead up 2-0. Again, Looking into the second period, another turnover forced by St. Cloud, and an excellent pass to Eric Warner sets up to hits top shelf. They extend the lead 3-0. That would be all for St. Cloud needed at night, as they would score 3 more goals, and they would win on to win this one 6-2. Continuing our high school sports coverage, we hit the high school basketball court as St. Cloud State Apollo takes on Alexandria Cardinals in a good high school matchup conference. Starting things off in the first half, Eagles looking to push the tempo as Jalen Williams get the extra outlet pass. Strong layup as he puts it up. Eagles up by 2 over the Cardinals. Now let's get it back to Williams again. He'll be on the baseline. He'll attack all the way to the rim, count the bucket and 1, flexing his muscles. Lead is up to 3, but the Cardinals, they won't go down with easy as they go into the corner. Cardinals, corner 3, Cody Branson. He'll splash that one in for 3, cuts the lead to 2, but it'd be a tight one, but the Eagles would hold on to win this one 62-51.